Welcome back, cage side in Elizabethton, Tennessee. We're at the Evolution Sports Gym. Valor Fights 41. I'm Vince Ferrara alongside for this bout Stevie Hutton, an active 155-pound fighter here at Valor Fights, and he's going to be in on commentary for Casey, who's going to be in the corner for this one because that young man you see on the left, Preston Schick from Team Oxendine out of Johnson City, Tennessee, will be in our next bout, a featherweight bout at 145 pounds for Thomas Wooley's championship in the featherweight division. Wooley is 4-1 out of Kennesaw, Georgia. Two big-time fighters for Wooley's championship in the featherweight division among the amateurs at Valor Fights 41 in our next bout. For our fighter introductions, go to Jennifer.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening is for the Valor Featherweight Championship, brought to you by Chips Transmissions. First, please welcome to the cage, Preston Schick.
Preston Schick first out of Team Oxendine in Johnson City, Tennessee. And Stevie, first off, great to have you with us on the call. Your thoughts on Preston Icepick Schick?
Well, thanks for having me, Vince. Preston Icepick Schick is 4-0 out of Team Oxendine in Johnson City. He's a well-rounded fighter with wins by TKO, submission, and decision as well. He holds a BJJ blue belt under Casey Oxendine, which he's currently 6-0 in amateur kickboxing as well. He made national headlines last year in a devastating knockout win over Josh Spears, and he's coming off a first-round TKO win over Leo Woods back at Valor 39.
Yeah.
And Preston is a very well-rounded fighter.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Stevie. That Valor 39 win over Josh Spears, I mean, that video went viral because Spears' tooth went flying.
Yes, it did.
And then got punched out of the cage. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, that was a very solid KO win for Preston Icepick Schick. Like I said, very well-rounded fighter out of Team Oxendine.
And coming off a win over Leo Woods, Hunter Lewis prior to that, and then that victory over Josh Spears, that was in only a minute 7. So Preston Icepick Schick's had some quick victories as of late. His first two bouts as the amateurs, they went a little bit farther. First, a decision win over Logan Hurley, and then a triangle choke third round win over Blake Mayers. That was back in 2015. But Preston Icepick Schick, the 19-year-old, has come a long way, and he is a big-time prospect. His opponent is Thomas Wooley, who is the featherweight amateur Valor champion. We'll talk about him in a moment. Back to Jennifer.
And his opponent, please welcome Thomas Wooley.
Thomas Wooley is the champ out of Stryker Fight Center in Kennesaw, Georgia. The champ is 4-1. What do you think of Thomas Wooley, Steve?
Well, like you said, he's the current Valor Fights featherweight champion. He's known for his slick submissions and well-rounded style, has a tough chin with the ability to go the distance and win. So he knows how to figure out how to win the fights, whether it's to win by submission or grind out a 3-round decision. So this should be a good fight between the two.
The most recent victory for Thomas Wooley was that championship bout against Tyler Edwards, and that was at Valor Fights 38. That was in November. That was one of the best submissions of 2016. Valor Fights, that armbar, nominating that only a minute 5. That Tyler Edwards can bring it too. That was impressive to beat him.
Yes, Tyler Edwards was very tough. He's a well-rounded fighter as well. So to get a submission win over him, because he's a very good BJJ guy as well, to get a submission win over him was very impressive. So I think both of these guys, Preston and Thomas Wooley, they match up very well together. I think both of them are very well BJJ practitioners, and we'll just see where the stand-up goes. I think Preston has a lot more stand-up experience with the kickboxing.
Comparing the two fighters, Preston Schick and Thomas Wooley, Preston Schick maybe an inch or two on Thomas Wooley, who stands 5'10". Both young fighters, Wooley 4 years older than the 19-year-old Schick. Preston Schick weighed in at 144.4, Thomas Wooley at 145.7. So both right there, close to each other. Wooley's in the cage, the champ. He's defending his title against Preston Schick. We go to the cage and Jennifer.
This bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. First, Fighting out of the Hogs red corner, he weighed in at 144 pounds, holds an undefeated record of 4 wins with 0 losses, and fights out of Team Oxendine in Johnson City, Tennessee, Preston, the Ice Pick Schick. And his opponent across the cage to my right, fighting out of the OEB blue corner. He weighed in at 145 pounds, holds a record of 4 wins with 1 loss, and fights out of Striker Fight Center in Kennesaw, Georgia, Thomas Wooley. Your referee when the action begins is Jimmy Neely.
Jimmy Neely, our referee in this championship bout for Thomas Wooley's Featherweight Amateur Valor Championship presented by Chips Transmissions. Preston Ice Pick Schick in the blue trunks, Thomas Wooley in the black. Touch of gloves briefly, and we're underway.
Wooley going for the takedown real fast, and he gets it.
Wow.
He's securing it up. Got Preston Schick. He's going to keep coming up. He's definitely back to his feet now, and Wooley putting the pressure on him now. He's looking to probably drop down for another single. Now he's trying for the trip, so he's looking to get this fight back to the mat real fast.
Cool. Nice job by Schick to get back up to his feet quickly after that initial quick takedown by the champ Wooley.
Wooley's got double underhooks, and now he's getting a body lock, so he is definitely trying to he's going to need to try to drag this guy to the ground and look to get dominant position. Doing a good job right now of keeping the head up under the chin of Preston Schick. That'll keep him neutralized up against the cage.
See Wooley with that head position. Sticking a knee, nicely done by Wooley.
Yeah, he's got real good wrist control, and that'll keep him. That'll keep Schick neutralized right there as well. And he's keeping a very good base on him, so it's hard for him to actually get his underhooks. Now he's got his underhooks. He's fighting for underhooks. Preston Schick is, and he's going to need to try to turn him to get off the cage.
We've seen the few times that fighters have gone up against Schick and extended the fight a little bit and had him up against the cage. Schick has been good in these positions, and then unleash a flurry if he gets loose.
Yeah, they're going to separate him now. There wasn't too much work going on. Now he's back out in his range. He's got a little more range here. There he got this turnaround now. Now he's looking to drop down on that single leg to try to maybe get him on the ground. So now he's got a good position with his head up under his chin. That's the best position to keep a guy neutralized up against the cage.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you, Stevie, does he want to separate because he is so dangerous with his strike game? But
yeah,
Wooley's
Preston wants to stay separated, and he wants to keep his distance so he can and how he can do that is establish his jab. Wooley definitely wants to get this fight to the mat, so he doesn't want to really stand and bang with Preston at this moment.
Wooley landed a nice overhand right. Blood on the shoulder of Preston Schick.
Not sure if that's coming from those. Oh, good hip toss by Preston Schick, and now he's in side control.
That was explosive. Goodness.
Yes, now he's going to look to try to pass and probably go to mount. If not, he might just stand back up. Yeah, there you go. I think he wants to stand and just trade shots, and of course Wooley wants to keep it to the ground, which another takedown, and he's Preston Schick back up now. He's doing a good job at getting back to his feet, and he's taking some punishment while he's getting back up, but he's definitely back up to his feet now.
Final 10 seconds of round number 1, scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. The champion, Thomas Wooley, defending his title against Preston Ice Pick Schick. So how would you score that first round, Steve?
Well, I would give it to Wooley. He definitely kept the pressure on him. He kept him up against the cage a lot more and just controlled the fight. Preston, when he did get out, back out in distance, he did get some shots off, but he wasn't really too effective with his striking because every time they did separate, Wooley did a good job of putting him back on the cage and putting the pressure on him. And with his takedowns as well, you know, that scored big in the judges' eyes.
Very interesting and tactical first round in this title fight for the Valor Amateur Featherweight Championship held by Thomas Wooley from Kennesaw, Georgia, against the man right there, that young man, that 19-year-old Preston Ice Pick Schick. Casey Oxendine will be back on commentary with us the rest of the Valor Fights 41 card with some words of wisdom for Ice Pick Schick. And as you see oftentimes with Casey's fighters, they stand up in the corner.
Right. And, yeah, Preston just needs to, this round, he needs to come out and establish his jab and keep his distance so he can keep Wooley off of him. If not, if he can't do that, Wooley's just going to probably look to just get right back to the clinch and get a takedown on him.
Round 2 underway. We're cage side of Valor Fights 41. Vince Ferrara, Stevie Hutton.
And that was a good job by Preston using his footwork to keep off the cage. That's what he needs to do more of. He needs to stay in the center of the cage and use his jab and his leg kicks. But he needs to use his leg kicks behind his jab, or else he's just going to get caught, or it's going to get caught, and he's going to get pressured back to the ground again.
Preston Schick hasn't gone 3 rounds since July of 2015.
Yeah, he's definitely a killer. When he sees that his guys are hurt, he definitely swarms in for the kills. So he has that killer instinct, and he looks to finish every time he fights.
Maybe the toughest competition for Preston Schick, and a shot at the Valor Championship here in the featherweight division.
Yes, this is definitely by far his toughest opponent. Wooley is very tough. He's durable. Like I said, he's got the submission wins, and he's got a very tough chin. Preston it hits hard, and he does, and he's very technical. So he will need to use that, but right now he just needs to get those underhooks and get back off the cage.
Wooley has also gone the distance 3 times in his 4 wins. So he's also got a couple short victories in his career as well. So Wooley maybe a little bit more experience going longer ways.
Yeah, it looks like he likes to grind. That was a good reversal by Preston right there. Now he's in the mount, and he's got Wooley in a tough spot right here. If he can posture up and drop some bombs on him right here.
And Schick with the ground and pound, and he's got really sharp elbows as well.
Yes, and also he's very well-rounded on the ground as well with submission. So if he could soften him up a little bit, you might even look for him to take an arm right here for an arm bar. But I would say he's probably going to look to get some ground and pound work in right here.
Is he covering up the mouth of Wooley to slow down that breathing?
Yeah. What he does is that just alters the breathing. It makes him panic a little bit. That's really it. Oh, and he's going for an Achilles lock right now. He doesn't quite have it yet. Preston's doing a good job of defending it. He needs to try to get that leg extended, in which Preston is doing a great job at keeping it from being extended. So what he needs to do is he needs to get his leg back right there. Now he can get out, and he can actually get in position. There he goes. He's out now and back up on the feet.
Yes, Schick could have jumped on top of him and had top position, but chose the stand up. And he ate a shot coming in on Wooley.
Yeah, he could have definitely got right there back to the mount. I guess he feels more comfortable on his feet where the fight's standing right here. I think he does have the experience in it, the more experienced fighter in the stand-up. But, of course, every time he does throw, Wooley is looking to get right back to the clinch and for a takedown.
Yeah, Wooley has ducked his shots, especially with that looping left, and it's allowed Wooley to kind of charge in and close the distance on him.
Yeah, he's timing that left hook really well, and that's something that he needs to continue to do. That way he will get right under there and get right back into the clinch, and he'll can keep the pressure on Preston.
Another really close round, right? Who would you give that second round to?
I would give that second round. That Preston might have squeaked that round out with the control and mount. Of course, like I said, there was a lot more stand-up action, and Preston did get more in on that. Wooley still continues to, as you see right there, every time he does, there's a good knee. See, his footwork is being good, and I think that's something Casey probably told him in the corner was you got to stay off the cage. And with him angling off like that, he can stay off the cage and stay in the center. And once they stay in the center, he's looking very well, very sharp on the stand-up. He's a technical fighter. Yeah,
Wooley's defense very impressive against Schick, who's such an accomplished striker.
Yeah, Wooley's looking pretty good on the feet as well. You could definitely tell that he's wanting to get it up against the cage or get it back to the ground and keep the pressure on him. But when they are in the stand-up exchanges, he is landing some of his exchanges. I think Preston is edging him out in that, but we'll see how round 3 goes.
Touch of gloves, round 3, 3-minute rounds.
Nice
championship bout, the champion in the black, the challenger in the blue, and look out.
Here comes Preston, started off with that heavy leg kick, and now he's looking to finish.
Oh.
He's looking good right hand.
Big uppercut on the chin of the champion Wooley. Going for a takedown.
Yeah, Preston needs to stay on his feet. He needs to get out of this, push his head straight to the ground, step over, and get back to the center of the cage where he can strike. Now he gets another takedown, and then he needs to get back up, and he needs to get right back to the center of the cage. If he keeps him right here, this will definitely be a tough night for Preston on this third round.
So Preston finally got the strike game going with some significant shots, and now he's back where he's been a lot, defending Wooley in his takedown attempts.
Yeah, he hurt him with that right uppercut, and it's because as soon as he hit him, he went straight back to the grappling. So you can definitely tell when a guy gets hurt from a strike, they go right back to the wrestling. So
enough with this. I'm going to change things up.
Yeah, you see stars, you just grab the opponent and just try your best to hold on for dear life until you can shake the cobwebs out.
Well, with that length of Preston Ice Pick Schick there in the blue, the 19-year-old, he wants more distance than he's been getting much of this fight as we near the midway point here in the third and final round of this championship bout.
Yeah, we'll definitely see how good Preston's cardio is because, like you said, he's had quite a few first-round finishes. He hasn't went the distance in a while or even went to the third round, so we'll definitely see how this third round will pan out for him with not being here that often.
Corner calling for knees from Schick.
Now he's looking for a single. He may look to pull that out and get a takedown of his own.
Probably wants to separate, right?
Yeah, now he's looking to separate. He started with the single leg, and I think he decided, well, I just might want to get away. But he needed to pull away a lot faster. He kind of hung in there a little too long and allowed Wooley to get back to the clinch.
So Wooley now in control, final minute of this fight.
Yeah, Wooley's doing a good job at keeping the pressure on him in this fight. I think that, big right uppercut showed him that he just didn't want to stand and strike anymore. So he's pretty much been here the rest of the fight since that. And I think that's a good idea for him, because this is where, he's excelling at the whole fight. Once he goes back to the feet, he's not doing as well as Preston has been.
Does Preston Schick, the undefeated challenger, the 19-year-old big-time prospect, does he have a spectacular finish here?
He needs to try to get a submission right here since he's back on his back. We'll definitely try an armbar or even throw up a triangle. 10 seconds left, so he needs to try to get something to work out a miracle right here. This definitely is in a favor of Wooley right now.
Yeah, and the champion hangs on. So who would you give that third round to?
I think Wooley won that third round, and I think he's going to win 2-1, a 29-28 decision.
That's the best I've seen anyone fight Preston Schick. I think I've called all four of his fights before. Obviously, step up in competition with the champion Wooley, but
right, definitely a step up in competition. Wooley did a good job at pressuring him that second round. He kind of got away from the wrestling. He tried, but Preston did a real good job at neutralizing him, but he got right back to it in the third round. Like I said, Preston came out on fire with those rights and lefts. I mean, he was hitting him with everything, and after the big uppercut right here is when it went right back to the wrestling, and he controlled him the rest of the fight, and I think that gave him the edge in this third round.
Significant shots there, but then from a time standpoint, there was much more in Wooley's favor in that round.
Yeah, he started, like I said, Preston Schick started off the round on fire with the strikes and was landing everything. Really hurt Wooley with that right hand. Started off with a heavy leg kick and then started off with some punches behind it and hurt him bad, and he went right back to the grappling, which was smart on his behalf because I think it helped him keep his title.
I agree with you. I'd say 2-1 for Wooley.
Yeah, I think so. Definitely, round two was close, but I think that Preston did edge it out because, like I said, he did have more striking in that round and did land some significant shots. When they were on the feet, Preston did edge him out. It's just the pressure of the wrestling and the cage control was just too much for Wooley, and I think he's going to pull this fight out.
Well, either way, for Preston Schick, bright future for that young man.
Yeah, the kid's only 19 years old. He's got so much time. I mean, it just now, even being 19, he's just, a phenomenal athlete. So he'll get better as it goes. This is experience for him.
Judges' scorecards are in. Back to the cage and Jennifer.
After 3 hard-fought rounds, we go to your judges' scorecard for decision. Judge Doran scores this bout 29-28. Judge Brown scores this fight 29-28. And Judge Lau scores this bout 29-28. All in favor for your winner by unanimous decision. Out of the Hogs red corner, Preston, the Ice Pick Schick!
Wow, Preston Schick has won the Valor Featherweight Championship.